Why do Aboriginal people call Australia Day Invasion Day? Because technically it was the day that we were invaded as Aboriginal people, as sovereign Australian people. And Australia Day is maybe like a cover-up day, to celebrate something. It's like, I suppose, a wake at a funeral. It can either go one way or the other. It can either be a celebration of a life, or it can end up, bad, and people are confused why they're celebrating a death. So I think it comes down to what you yourself think about how we should celebrate a day of being Australian or being Aboriginal or just being one. How do you celebrate that? And so for Aboriginal people, it is the day that we got invaded.
It means the invasion of our country by those British people. They're trying to make the boat people illegal, but I reckon the government's illegal.
I don't believe it should be celebrated on January 26th because it marks the day that they took over a race of people. It marks the day of genocide and murder, mass murder.
We call Australia Day Invasion Day because it was an actual invasion. Another group of people, the British, actually come and invaded our land. And that's why we term it the Invasion Day. It certainly wasn't a settlement of Australia. It was a very violent taking over of another people's land.
Australia Day separates Aborigines from the rest of the country because it just doesn't acknowledge us in that, and so it's kind of offensive. It's like you're being asked to be a part of something that's a celebration on a day of mourning. How would Australia feel if Australia Day was celebrated on Anzac Day or some other day where, it's a mourning day because there's been a loss of many, many lives, That's what it's like for us, I think.
I don't like Invasion Day anyway. I don't like Australia Day because it don't mean a thing to me. It just makes us think how they took over our country.
I feel Australia Day could be more inclusive of Aboriginal people, and Aboriginal people could be more involved on a day that doesn't mark a sad day. You can't celebrate on a sad day. That's a day to mourn and to own it and to sit there within it. I don't think that it can be Australia Day on the day that it is.
I don't celebrate Invasion Day or Australia Day because every year I'm at a rally somewhere, trying to bring attention to the date so that it can be changed, so that we can all find a date that can sort of unify the whole country and what it is today, that includes Aborigines and our story, to be a part of that celebration. And Invasion Day is everything but that.
Invasion Day, in my view, is very harmful to reconciliation because it's all about white Australia celebrating the birth of their nation in 1788, and in no way is it inclusive of the Aboriginal people of Australia. A national day needs to be found so it can be inclusive of Aboriginal people. Definitely an alternative date needs to be found, something that is reflective of and inclusive of Aboriginal people.
The non-Aboriginal people out there don't even know the stories of Aboriginal people. If they read more books and learned about Aboriginal people, then they would know why we march for rights.
Overall, I think educating the non-Aboriginal people, not just about our culture, our traditions, but more about the sufferings that our people went through. Some of the stories that our elders have, it's so hard for them to get that story out because it takes them back to a place they never want to go back to. I believe if we were to change the day and teach people, give them an understanding of when these events took place, just because it's not here now doesn't mean it hasn't still had an effect on the younger generation.
We're at that point where we can't just fix things by putting small things into place. We have to step back and go, all right, what's the bigger picture here? And that's awareness of what's really going on. People don't know what's going on until they're taught or until they're informed. But that also comes with a willingness to learn and to take that on board. And yeah, that's a big step within itself.
It's a day that we march, trying to get some form of agreement. We won't ever get a treaty, I know that, but some agreement between the Aboriginal people and the government so that we can have a day to celebrate.
Change the date of Australia Day.
Change the date.
Change the date of Australia Day.
Change the date of Australia Day.